And good morning, everybody, and welcome to episode 32 of the Breakfast Burrito here on your sports network. I am DJ Yoakley and joined, as always, by my friends, my pals, my entourage. He is Thomas QPs, the man in the van, as well as Eric McMahon, a.k.a. also known as the Squeaky Bandito. Welcome, boys.
Morning, DJ. How are you?
Doing well, man. It's Wednesday.
It's hump day.
Is it?
Listen, I know we didn't go over this, but it's episode 32, and it's a very, very special number, and a lot of special people wore number 32. When we get to that on this episode, it should be interesting.
Let's start it up. Let's start with it. Why not lead it off?
All right.
Do it, my friend. Hype up 32 because it's guarantee you in my world, it's no better than 31. I can promise you that.
Well, it's just the number's been worn by so many greats. It's really hard to actually nail down and retire number 32 in my opinion. But for me, am I starting this off?
You're starting us off. You're a 32 guy.
Well, and as much as I dislike the Cleveland Browns for what this man did for the game, and how synonymous he is with all-time greats in the NFL, today I'm going to retire the number 32 jersey for Mr. Jim Brown.
You're disgusting.
I'm sorry, but it was between him and another guy, and I'm sure one of you guys will take them. So
retire the other guy too.
Mr. Magic Johnson.
Okay, that's a little bit better. A little bit better. So you got two jerseys hanging in your rafter this morning. I'm proud of you.
Two 32s.
There's no rules here on the burrito. There's no rules.
No, there isn't.
What do you got? What do you got, Squeaks? Who you got? Who you hanging up? And then better not be another freaking goalie.
It's not. 32 is not a synonymous hockey number, all right? It's not. And 30s are usually hockey numbers for goalies anyways. 32 is not a big hockey number. But this person wore 32 the first part of his career. Not the later part of his career. But the first part of his career, he played for the New York Nets, not the Brooklyn Nets or the New Jersey Nets, the Dr. Julius Erving.
Wow. See, I thought you were going a completely different direction with that, and you didn't. And yeah, Dr. J, that's awesome. That's a good pick. That's a deep pick. That's like my Nolan Ryan the other day.
Yeah.
Man, you're right. There's a ton of 32s out there, but when I think of 32, there's only one man that I think of, and similar to Mr. Bandito, he wore this the early part of his career. Deep down in Orlando, Florida, from LSU, number 32, Shaquille O'Neal. Raise it to the rafters, baby, Shaq. I will retire every single number you have. I don't care. Yeah, dude, listen. Shaq he was like the WWE guy in the NBA. I mean, he promotes himself so well. He was the Rock of the NBA. And not only that, but he had, to me, one of the greatest careers ever. Best big man. To me, he's the best big man ever. Ever. And he took a beating for it. So that's why the 32, and we're going to go with those sweet, sweet black pinstripe jerseys. That goes to the rafters in YSN Arena. What are the 32s you think we could retire if we wanted to?
Oh, there's tons. You could retire Karl Malone, Sandy Koufax, Kevin McHale, O.J. Simpson, Bill Walton.
Well, I think O.J. retired his own number the other day.
Did he?
I believe he confessed.
June 12th.
Yeah, he finally confessed to murdering his wife and would you call it? I'm going to pull Michael Scott here from The Office. His mistress, or her mistress, in Ronald Goldman. OJ basically, and he can't be tried again. It's not, it'd be double jeopardy. So there's that. So yeah, 32. Go ahead, retire that one.
So wait, back up a second here. I must have been living in a cave. He tired his own number. Say this again. He admitted to the murders.
No. Yeah, he admitted to the murders. I was just trying to tie that in.
When did he do that?
Well, they released the interview Sunday night. He did an interview like 10 years ago.
Yeah, they did the interview in like 2006, but they just released it on Sunday night, which is so confusing to me because if you had something like that, you got to run with it, right?
What did he say?
I don't know exactly. I haven't seen it. It was just all over social media. Probably something I should have clicked on, but hey, let's be real. When we were in 5th grade and I would have been in 5th grade. I don't know where you guys would be.
I was in 8th grade.
Okay.
I know where I was. I know exactly where I was the time it was announced.
So, yeah, it was announced over our loudspeakers as well. So, when that happened, I think everybody in the world knew that he was guilty except for the jury and the judge. And to come out, what was that, 1995, I guess?
And half East Liverpool High School.
Yeah, and then you look at it 20 years later, 23 years later, and finally it comes out, and you're just like, oh, okay. That's why I didn't click on it, because I knew it 23 years ago.
The juice is loose.
I think he's still locked up, though, isn't he?
No, he's out.
He's out? Okay.
He's out.
Yeah, well, then he's loose. Look out. Let's retire his number so he doesn't kill us.
Like he was always good at cutting left and right.
Oh,
that's wrong. That's wrong.
He was. He was good at cutting left and right.
Yeah.
I had to go there.
You did it.
I got to watch this interview for sure. I gotta see what he said.
Hey, before we get too far off the beaten path and talk about free agency for the next 50 minutes, Tommy, you and the baseball team doing something really special down there, trying to get some good dirt for the baseball field. Do you want to talk about that real quick?
Yeah, absolutely. In the fall, grass growing season, the horticultural landscaping class at East Liverpool, which is headed up by head football coach Josh Ludwig, they went and planted grass in our infield. We had a whole dirt infield, which is kind of rare in high school baseball. Normally, you go and you plant grass infields. And we've had dirt for about 40 years up there. So in the fall grass growing time, they planted grass all over the entire infield, and they had just completed cutting it out and getting it ready to go. I'll send some pictures over that we can put on ysnlive.com or maybe even on our Facebook page. But anyway, we're trying to raise money to get a pro grade infield mix paid for to put into the infield that's been redone. So there's a link on Facebook headed up by Martin McLean Altmeyer Funeral Homes that you can go on and donate money to the East Liverpool baseball team to get the pro grade infield mix put into that new infield that has been put in by the landscaping class at East Liverpool High School. So kind of like a joint effort and, something that the landscaping classes took a lot of pride in. And I know Mr. Ludwig, Coach Ludwig's put a lot of pride into it as well, backed by his brother, the principal, Jonathan Ludwig, who's a big baseball guy. So we're trying to head in the right direction here. Baseball at Liverpool, it's never been, I feel like synonymous is the word of the day. Eric said it, I said it twice now. It's never been synonymous with sports at Liverpool. We're, Josh is going to kill me for this, but we're a basketball town first, I would imagine, just because of the runs we had in the 90s, in the early 2000s, and then football, right behind that. So baseball's kind of always taken a back seat. You don't get a large gate. It's not a real profitable sport for the school. So it's tough to get the school to invest money into baseball. And I understand that, it's a business, but at the same time, now the Ludwig brothers who are taking some pride in the baseball program, taking some pride in our baseball field. And we're just looking for community help to get us on the right path and start making that field something to be proud of.
Yeah, and it says here, on average, East Liverpool has had cancel 5 to 7 home games each season due to the condition of the field. Obviously, here in Northeast Ohio, even the slightest bit of rain requires the AD, the athletic director, cancel the game because the field not able to absorb the precipitation. So you guys are asking for local patrons and businesses to kind of complete the next phase of your upgrade to the field. And the total cost that you're looking at is about $6,200 to get what you're looking for. And relatively speaking, I know it sounds like a lot for dirt, but you guys, it sounds like you're getting the good mix that you're looking for and the dirt that'll last a long time. So it's money well invested. So if you're out there, own a business, you love baseball, you love the sport, you love East Liverpool, make sure you have, check out, we'll share it on our Facebook page. Make sure that you check out the contact numbers. There's a direct link that you can donate right to the Treasured Memories community funding page. You guys are up to $575 right now, so that's pretty cool. I mean, just under 10% in a short time span, but there's not a whole lot of time to go. So fundraiser ends on April 5th. So that gives you about 3 weeks to raise that money, and we'll do whatever we can to help you guys and help the Liverpool baseball team do what needs done. So thank you for bringing that to our attention. We'll share that on our Facebook page, and hopefully we can get this next phase up and going for the Potters there.
We appreciate it.
Absolutely, brother. Another little bit of social media attention that we received yesterday at YSN. Obviously, we talked about the QCW, Quaker City Wrestling, that we are now partnering with. We are in love with that partnership. Rocky and Greg Brown do an excellent job of commentary, and then obviously the local independent wrestlers that we have here turned out really good, especially for our first try. Quaker City Wrestling, I believe it was called Something from Nothing. You can see that. It's archived on our webpage right now, ysnlive.com. But the next event is May 17th, and it is in Salem, Ohio. And Robbie E. from TNA is going to be appearing. I don't know if he's the main event, but I can only imagine he would be. He's going to be appearing at this Gym Tan Wrestle is what they're going to be calling it. And Robbie E. drops an open challenge yesterday on social media. And here at YSN, he dropped us basically saying, if you can't make it out May 27th, make sure you tune into ysnlive.com. And I'll tell you what, guys, got me excited as the founder and CEO of the company, but it also got me thinking, maybe we have an open challenge. I mean, we've talked about YSN versus the world a lot, and maybe we help Robbie get that challenge out to the world, not just any wrestler, but anybody. So we are hosting an open challenge to Robbie E. on our Facebook page, and you or your friends or your family can shoot a promo and challenge Robbie E. The winner will be selected and will receive 2 tickets to QCW Gym Tan Wrestle and the opportunity to meet Robbie E. live. So make sure that you or your kids or your family, your friends, sign up today. If you're not already a fan of our Facebook page on YSN Media on Facebook, go do it today. Go click on that like button, the follow button, and shoot a promo. I mean, I had a hard time restraining myself from shooting a promo against this cat.
Let's hear exactly what you want to say to Robbie E.
Me?
Live on the air. Yeah. Let's go. Let's see your mic skills.
Oh. Let me tell you something, Robbie E. We don't need initials at the end of our last name. I go by DJ. People know me from 1 name and 2 letters. You're a chump. TNA might as well be, they're out of business probably because of you. You're a chump. I would take your greasy, disgusting body and I would throw it from pillar to post all over YSN Arena. And let me tell you something, brother. When that elbow drops right on your disgusting forehead, your slick back, greasy hair, the fans from row A to row triple Z will be screaming the yoke's name. Yoke-lee, Yoke-lee, Yoke-lee. And I'll be dropping that elbow right on your ugly, fat forehead. If you smell what the yoke is cooking.
Very good. Clap, clap. Clap, clap.
Dude, that was you really put me on the spot there. But I was thinking about this all.
That was the goal. I just wanted to see what you got.
Greasy and big fat forehead was like I don't know, kind of like. It was
definitely PG.
Yeah. I wanted to get deep there, but I just don't know. I don't know who's out there. I don't know. We're on the internet, so there's no FCC, but I don't want to scare the kids away.
No.
Hey, Squeaky, you're up. Shoot a promo.
Hey, Robbie E, what does the E stand for? Idiot? Come on, man. What do you say? What's your motto in life? Gym, tan, wrestle? Well, first of all, I don't go to the gym. I don't tan. And I know for damn sure I can't wrestle, but I got a two-tapper right there. You hear that? That's going to be me, you hitting the ground, you possibly hitting the ambulance. Now, listen, you want to come. I wish you still had Cookie with you, if you know what I mean, but we're not going to go there. But show up May 27th. I may not be able to wrestle a lick, but I'm sure I can find somebody that's going to put you in the hole, maybe next to me after you knock me out possibly, because you may get me, but I'm going to have somebody get you, brother.
I'm not gonna. You know, idiot starts with an I, right?
Yes. Yes.
What does the E stand for? Idiot.
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 Stupid idiot.
The two
that's
tapper.
Great.
The two tapper. That was my favorite. That is your new shirt. Two tapper. Drop him with the two tapper. And maybe in an ambulance. I like how you protected yourself in case he doesn't end up in the ambulance. Maybe you end up in an ambulance. Tommy, we all got to do it now. It's your turn.
Oh, see, I shouldn't have started this. Listen, I'm more the manager type, so I would go something like this. You know, my name is Tommy Pease, and I'm the advocate for the reigning, defending World Heavyweight Internet Champion, the Squeaky Bandito.
The two tapper.
The two tapper.
The idiot.
That's the word of the day, idiot.
Oh, that made my morning. The idiot. That is going on a shirt. What does the E stand for? Idiot. They're not going to copyright that. I'll tell you.
No.
That is your new shirt.
Stupid idiot.
Stupid idiot. I can't. This is real, folks. It just got real. We did not play in any of that. All right. Now that that's over. So yeah, May 27th, QCW. I'm crying, guys. I've got tears.
That was good.
Idiot. May 27th, QCW, Gym Tan Wrestle, Robbie E. Make sure you do a challenge. It's going to be fun. I want to see a Bandito real challenge. Like I might just go back and cut that and then put it underneath the page, because I think that might you might get 2 tickets, Bandito, to the show. You guys should come out to that show. I really do think it'd be fun for you guys.
Gonna have to now.
Yep. I want to see Robbie E call you out.
Oh.
Who called me an idiot?
Better get with a booker then, because you better get somebody, because I'm sure he could probably whip me.
So we'll get that up. Also, guys, I wanted to let everybody know we talk about these shirts all the time. We are launching our store here shortly on ysnlive.com. Bandito 330. I was talking to the Bandito before. It was copyright infringement, so we are not allowed to sell those shirts. Sorry, buddy, but we will definitely sell the idiot shirts. I will get to cracking on that right after the show.
Why is Bandito 330 a copyright?
It's in the same style.
Yeah, same style as Austin 316 and stuff like that. So
even though it's not the same numbers and it's a different name?
Yep. Wow. I mean, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to do a different font, see if I can get it through, but we'll see. but that was disappointing to say the least. But we still will have the YSN versus the World shirts, and we will be hopefully able to launch some of the high school gear cater to your favorite high school. We're going to have, I know, number one, we have the Hoist the Colors shirts are approved, and we're going to be launching those. So if you've got stuff you want to see from your local school, or you want shirts from your favorite broadcaster here on YSN, make sure you give us a shout. I'm sure we'll have some QCW shirts as well catered to that. So be on the lookout for the YSN Shop, Your Shirt Network. And guys, to get to some actual, I guess, real sports, all we got.
Wrestling's not real.
It's real to me, damn it.
It's more real than the NCAA.
Oh, here we go. Bandito is back on the NCAA. You're gonna get whacked by the commissioner of the NCAA. You don't have to worry about Robbie E. The commissioner of the NCAA is coming for your ass. And you can call him an idiot.
Bring it on.
Idiot. You got to take that and run with it. You really do. Who was that little? What was the cartoon they used to call it? Idiot. Was that Squeaky or not? Oh, not Squeaky. It was Pinky and the Brain. Oh yeah, it was Ren and Stimpy.
It was Ren and Stimpy.
Idiot. Nice. Anyway, now that I'm way off track, jeez, oh man, you got me, guys, this morning. The free agent frenzy in the NFL has gone wild, brother. And I mean, you're talking about, I sent you guys a text as soon as I saw it yesterday when it went down. We talked a little bit about the Drew Brees deal. Drew Brees is going to stay in New Orleans. Drew Brees got paid. He got some guaranteed bonus money. Well, not guaranteed, but likely bonus money unless something tragic happens to the old Niner down in New Orleans. But the real, I guess, deal of the day was Kirk Cousins. And he has all guaranteed money to head to Minnesota and put the Vikings in elite territory. Is this Vikings team now very, very scary because of Kirk Cousins?
I don't think they're my goodness, excuse me. I don't think they're that much. I mean, their Cousins is better than Keenum. Better than Bradford, he's better than Bridgewater, but I don't think Cousins brings that much to the table that they're all of a sudden going to be in the Super Bowl. I mean, they were a playoff team last year. They got a first-round bye. I mean, they had a great year with Keenum under center. I'm not sure that Cousins brings that much more to the table, even though he was the big free agent signing of the day and pretty much of the year so far. But I'm not really sold on Kirk Cousins. I mean, he had some good runs in Washington, did some good things, but there's times where he wasn't that good. So I guess it's one of those things where, Minnesota felt like he's the answer to getting to where they want to be, which is where every team wants to be in the Super Bowl. And they paid him very handsomely with a lot of guaranteed cash.
What do you think, Bandito?
I think they just replaced one quarterback with the next. I don't think they're any better or any worse. Now, all that does not matter. That does not matter right now. What he did yesterday, that's a game changer.
How so?
I don't think anyone ever in NFL history has ever gotten guaranteed money.
Not like that for the entire contract.
Not like that. Not fully guaranteed other than franchise tag. I don't think that's ever happened.
That's going to be interesting. Yeah,
that could be bad down the road, but I think it's a step forward.
Yeah, it's a step forward. It's a very big step forward for the NFLPA. But as far as the NFL goes, that could be, like you said, it could be a game changer. And the way the contracts are written, could be trouble for the owners and the franchises.
I think it's going to be trouble for the players, not the franchises.
Really?
Because I think they're going to balk giving it, and I honestly think it's going to cause the next lockout, and it's probably going to cost games.
Wow.
Because I think in the next couple of years, you're going to see more of the top tier guys that are free agents. Hey, I want what that guy got. I want the signing bonus. Give me $27 million a year guaranteed.
Sure. What is that?
That's the truck.
Andy Van Slyke over there.
Me, man in the van.
Man in the van. I'm with you guys. Kirk Cousins, I do think he's better than Case Keenum. I do think he makes the Vikings better. I don't think he's worth the money that they, the Brinks truck that they backed up into his house. But you know what? I mean, again, they see a window. They went for Kirk Cousins. They got their guy. They let 3 quarterbacks go. Sam Bradford ends up in Arizona. Teddy Bridgewater ends up in as a Jet. And we talked about Case Keenum ending up in Denver. So you traded 3 quarterbacks for a Kirk Cousins. Not sure that was the right move, given all of the stock that they put into Teddy Bridgewater, Sam Bradford. But hey, they're making the calls. So we'll see how this one pans out. The other, a few other ones. Tell me, we'll just go with. We've got some time, but if there's one that appeals to you, just stop and talk about it for a minute. But Paul Richardson, the receiver from Seattle, signs a 5-year, $40 million deal with the Redskins. Does that make the Redskins better in the perimeter, I guess, for a guy like Alex Smith to throw the ball to?
All he can do is run vertical. To me, it's a waste of $40 million. All he can do is run vertical. What can't Alex Smith do?
Throw vertical.
Throw the vertical. So you got a guy to stretch the field to basically run the football, and you're going to pay this guy a lot of money.
Richardson never lived up to the hype in Seattle.
I'm with you.
Well, no, he was the number 3 receiver. Then Lockett had it down year. He became the number 2. He was never one of the top 2 receivers. Never. Good for him that he got paid, but I feel like
didn't they do that with Pryor? Didn't they overpay for Pryor too?
It's the Redskins. It's what they do. They try to win the Super Bowl every March. It never works.
It'll be interesting. Here's one that's we talked about Sam Bradford intending to sign with Arizona. I'll be honest, guys. I think that makes Arizona a really, really bad team.
You don't like Sam Bradford?
There's nobody in this league that is afraid of Sam Bradford.
Who did they hire as their coach?
I think he was a defensive guy, if I'm not mistaken. I can look that up real quick. I wasn't real crazy about the hire. It was Steve Wilkes from Carolina. I remember looking at it when they hired it and thinking that now Steve Wilkes is good. He was the Panthers defensive coordinator. But this team is with Bruce Arians, obviously he's an offensive guy. They need the offense to start moving the ball, and David Johnson's going to help. You can not technically a free agent pickup, but going down for the entire year, that's going to make them a lot better, obviously. But Sam Bradford is not going to make them a threat. You go from one banged up quarterback in Carson Palmer to another one that has perennial injury susceptibility. How do you like that?
That's the only thing that makes him a bad quarterback, though, is the fact that he can't stay healthy. He was money early on in the year for Minnesota until he got hurt. Sam Bradford's not a bad quarterback. He's just a bad quarterback because he can't stay healthy.
He was money for 3 games. Didn't they play the Steelers in week 4 and he couldn't play?
Correct.
So, you look at that and you go, okay, well, he's great for 3 games. We'd rather have those 3 games be at the end of the year rather than the beginning. And the other thing is he hasn't, as much as he's been in the league, there's not a whole lot of film on this guy because he spends most of his time in the tub and in the training room. So he might as well be a rookie as far as that's concerned. I mean, I could be wrong here, but I think the Cardinals, man, I really hope they go after a quarterback in the draft, because Sam Bradford, if that's your answer, Johnson's gone. He's going to leave.
Because is Palmer done?
Oh, yeah, he retired. He retired, then Bruce Arians. Did he leave, or I think Bruce Arians left on his own this time. Yeah, I think he left on his own. So I don't know, man. I don't think Bradford is the best they could have done, I guess.
Well, Arians also left on his own from the Steelers, too.
Yeah.
So it's Cousins and Teddy Bridgewater in Minnesota then, right?
No, Bridgewater's going to the Jets.
Bridgewater's going to the Jets. That's what we were going to we're just talking. We're going to move that on. Not only Teddy Bridgewater goes to the Jets, but Josh McCown goes to the Jets. So the Jets go out and get 2 quarterbacks and still have a very high draft pick to choose another one if they wish. But you got to think, with some of the rumors and some of the stuff that's going on right now, they might end up with a certain tailback. So it's going to be interesting to see what the Jets do. The alluding to the Cleveland Browns this morning are going to get Carlos Hyde. 3-year deal for Carlos Hyde to come back to the great state of Ohio and play with the Browns. We talked about it a little bit off the air. Let's bring it to light. What does this do for the Browns draft day?
I don't frickin' know. No one does.
Why would you make a move like this to go get I guess for all intents and purposes, a premier running back in the NFL, if you're just going to draft Saquon Barkley to have him set the bench? I don't think it happens.
I can go watch the movie Draft Day and have a better idea of what's going on with the Browns than what they're doing right now.
They're going to draft a kicker, number 1 overall, and make history.
They're going to draft the middle linebacker that won't even go in the first round. That's for movie Draft Day, by the way. Those out there don't
know. That's a weird signing by the Browns.
It's so weird, because everything, I mean, signing Tyrod Taylor indicates we're going Saquon Barkley at 1. But then you go out and you go and pick up a running, not for a 1-year contract, for a 3-year contract. And rookie contracts are how many years? 4.
With a 5th-year option.
And that doesn't make sense. This tells me that they're going to do the right thing, I believe, and trade the pick. But I could
maybe the Browns feel like they can win now. I mean, that would be the only thing, is that they feel that with Hyde, with Tyrod, that they can win now, and maybe that's why they're going to trade that pick, sew up any loose ends they need to do with those first two picks and the first 4 picks, and I don't know. Where do the Jets pick at? Where do the Jets pick at?
5 or 6.
6, I think. Yeah, 6, I think.
Yeah, so if they'd have 4 and 6 if they traded that, and I'm sure they'd get something else too from the Jets as well. More draft picks, 2nd round, 3rd round, whatever.
Oh yeah.
So
hell, they could probably go get Teddy Bridgewater.
Yeah. Let's ask this: why do you think them trading the pick is the right move?
Because I'm a firm believer of having more talent surrounded by talent is a better thing, as opposed to, like we talked about yesterday with linemen. Protect your picks, protect your guys. I'd rather have all 4 stars around me than 1 5-star and a bunch of 2 or 3 stars.
But they went 0-16.
But they don't have a quarterback.
They went 0-16. If you go 0-16, quarterback's not your only problem. See, everything is your problem.
I disagree with that. I disagree. I think you want to put the most emphasis on the guy that touches the ball every down. And on the football field, That's quarterback. On the baseball field, that's pitcher. You know, your point guard should be the guy that gets, you know, for the most times should be the guy that gets paid highest in the NBA. But if you got a LeBron James and he touches the ball every possession, guess what? He gets paid the highest. The guy that you want the game on the line, you know, on his shoulders is the guy you pay the most. And in the NFL, that's a quarterback. And it's been proven that you can win games without a running back and win championships without a running back. But you've never, ever, ever – well, I shouldn't say that because you got Trent Dilfer. But very rarely do you win a championship without a quarterback. Your defense has to be outstanding.
The problem is in the NFL, you can win football games with mediocre quarterback play. Well, the Browns didn't have mediocre quarterback play last year.
They're terrible.
They had bad quarterback play. I mean, they were so desperate that they went to Kevin Hogan for a couple games. So I'm with you, DJ. Like you have to have a quarterback that at least can manage the game, you know when to hold on to the ball, be smart, control the possession, time of possession. And in Cleveland didn't have that last year because they would have won 4 or 5 games, 6 games with just a subpar average quarterback. But Kaiser, Hogan, they were terrible, and they were terrible all year. And it's the main reason why they went 0-16. You're right, because they didn't have there's not terrible pieces surrounding those guys last year. I mean, they have football players that can get the job done, but when you don't have a leader to lead you down the field or lead you in crunch time that you can count on, it's going to be a bad result, and it was a bad result for 16 straight games for the Cleveland Browns last year. So
let me ask you this. This seals the deal for me. Face of the franchise for the Cleveland Browns was who last year?
Oh my gosh.
Their left tackle,
yeah,
Thomas.
And he was hurt.
Well, he was hurt at the end of the year. But what I'm saying is, when the face of your franchise is a left tackle, and I'm an offensive lineman guy, but I'll tell you what, when you're trying to sell tickets, when you're putting all your faith and your hope into a left tackle, you're done. You're done. He's not going to win you any games. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So with where the Browns are at right now is very interesting. And with the moves that they're making, it makes it that much more interesting because it's a train wreck again. Like Carlos Hyde, awesome. Glad they picked him up. But now what do you do with Saquon Barkley sitting there at 1? And all these Browns fans, and that's the interesting thing. And I don't want to bash Browns fans again, but you're damn sure I'm going to do it.
Why? Do it.
Here's the thing. They're sitting there praising Saquon Barkley for the last week and a half, getting out their cyber bully pants and putting them to use. And now they sign Carlos Hyde. They all look like a bunch of ass clowns. Because now you're not going to get a running back. I don't guarantee it because it's the Browns and anything could happen. But I'll tell you this. If they pick up Saquon Barkley, Carlos Hyde, and he had to have known this going into this contract, or else he wouldn't have signed. Carlos Hyde's going to lose his freaking mind. And
they're not taking Barkley. There's no way. Listen, you got Hyde now. You got Duke Johnson, which I like a lot. You got Tyrod Taylor. You have Josh Gordon. You got the dude from Miami, Jarvis Landry. So you got really good skill players in place. I wouldn't be surprised if they go out with these. They're still going to have multiple top-end first-round picks. They're probably going to load up on the best offensive line play that they possibly can, take the rest of the draft, so up any defensive issues that they might have, and they're going to go out and try to make a playoff run. I'm telling you, that's what the Browns are trying to do right now.
What you're looking at for them is you're looking at 7, 8, 9 in the draft. If that's their diligence, they want to trade the pick, right? That's their diligence. You're looking at Tampa, Chicago, San Francisco. What's the number 1 pick worth to them other than Saquon Barkley? Because they don't need quarterbacks.
The Browns don't need a quarterback?
No. Those teams I just mentioned.
Oh, okay.
They don't need a quarterback. Oakland's at 10. They don't need a quarterback. And that's all about in the range for them to trade down and get Quentin Nelson, because that's what I think if they trade the pick, that's what I think they're going to do. Because I think going for him at 4 is overpaying them, but going for him 7 to 10 is not.
It's a deep draft, and there's every one of the pundits that talk about this draft says it's a very deep draft. But here's the thing: you can get, and like Colin Cowherd said, you can get 80% of Saquon Barkley in the 4th round, and I think the Browns finally realized that running backs. Let's not get overhyped on this Saquon Barkley kid. He's great and all, but if he goes down, that's our entire franchise, and that's 5 years that's going to cost us. 4 years and an option for the 5th.
Correct.
So,
correct. But there hasn't been a running back at the top of the draft hype they need that's been said, hey, this guy's the number 1 pick since Adrian Peterson.
Well, that's because running backs are now a dime a dozen in the league.
Yeah, but he's a once in a 10-year prospect. I truly believe that.
I'm sure that that's the case, but he doesn't touch the ball every down. And in 2 years, we're going to be talking about all these backs being Le'Veon type backs, Saquon Barkley type backs, because right now, like I've been telling everybody, Le'Veon Bell broke the mold on a running back because he catches the ball out of the backfield. He can line up in the slot. He can line up in the, wherever on the field and make an impact. But reality says this: it's a copycat league, and that's what everybody's looking for is Le'Veon Bell right now, so they don't have to pay Le'Veon Bell. So what do you think all backs are trying to market themselves as? Le'Veon Bell.
All-purpose running backs.
Yep.
All-purpose running backs.
But few do it.
They're all doing it now. They're all doing it.
There's few that can do that. There's few that can do that. There's few that are an actual threat to put there in the slot or whatever.
Well, let me ask you this:
you had one in the draft last year. You had one. And he went in the top 10. You had one.
Alvin Kamara, maybe?
He didn't go in the top 10.
That's what I'm saying. Alvin Kamara.
But Christian McCaffrey went in the top 10, and he was every bit the all-purpose weapon.
But Kamara went in the 3rd round, was for me, was one of the best players in the NFL, and you got him for significantly cheaper than Christian McCaffrey.
But he wasn't an every down back. McCaffrey is an every down back because you could put him anywhere.
Well, Kamara could be an every down back. There's no doubt about that. He could be an every down back.
Not when you got Mark Ingram.
Well, no, I understand that. I'm saying if you had a franchise and you didn't have Mark Ingram, Kamara could be Le'Veon Bell. He could touch the ball 35 times a game. He has that in him. He's that special. And Saquon Barkley's the same way. Listen, I'm not saying Saquon Barkley ain't going to be a beast in the NFL if he stays healthy. He's going to be a beast in the NFL. But it's all about what these teams need right now, because what's the most important thing in the NFL? Winning. Because what's winning do? Puts people in the seats, drives sales, drives merchandise sales. Yep. NFL's a business. So the Browns, I think, they want to win now. And you're seeing them try to make moves right now before the draft to put the pieces in place to be competitive, and then they're going to beef up anything that they feel they might need moving forward in the draft. Just my opinion. I don't think they take Saquon Barkley. And if they do, they're trading him.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. The Browns threw a wrench in the system today, and I can't wait. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go on social media and say, hey, how do we feel about Saquon Barkley now, Browns fans, now that you're not getting him? Because he was the next coming, right? And now he's the next coming for somebody else. Probably the New York Giants, if I would guess, unless somebody trades up and takes the Browns pick. But interestingly enough, we were on the topic of running backs. Jerick McKinnon signing a nice 4-year deal with the San Francisco 49ers. And the Niners saying they got who they wanted. As a 49ers fan, what says you, Mr. Bendito?
Well, they got what they wanted until they try to swing Cleveland, because I think that's in play now. I do think that's in play.
Saquon Barkley?
Yeah, I do think that's in play.
You hope it's in play.
Yeah, what are they going to give up for him?
Probably 2 number ones.
Ooh. That's a lot for a guy that you just.
It's a lot.
He's going to be a tandem
But you
back.
got your franchise. You got your franchise quarterback already, Jimmy Garoppolo. Why not?
You've signed your pieces of receiver around them. You need to shore up your line a little bit. But at the same time, you also need to sell out your season tickets.
Yeah, I'm with you. But on the same token, you just paid where is it? There's the final. Is it $40 million? Where is it? $30 million for a 4-year deal. That's a lot of money to be a split back.
Probably about 17 to 22 of guaranteed, possibly. Does that sound about right?
I'm not seeing it. It just says $7.5 million per year. Listen, I think Jerick McKinnon is a great running back. I think he's great when he's paired up with somebody else. Saquon could be that dangerous, but Saquon's not going to be nearly as effective just on 1 or 2 down, a down. You know what I mean? So it'll be interesting. And that's a lot of money unless your name is, what's his name? Number 43, Sproles. That's a lot of money for a guy that's going to be a 3rd down back.
Well, if they don't go that route and try to trade up, which I think that's probably in discussions right now because of everything that the Browns have done. Because there's probably about 10 teams that want that number 1 pick now. They can still sit at 9. They could probably still get their guard. They could probably still get their guard or lineman if they want, or they can go out and get Roquan Smith from Georgia or defense back where they need help right now. So they can still sit there and still get what they want, or they can just try to shoot it because they know they got to compete now.
Technically,
it's starting to get stacked in the NFC bad.
Technically, they haven't signed anybody yet. So if they go out and make a move, it'd be a skeezy move to do, but they can go out and get that number 1 pick and just decide to not sign Jerick McKinnon.
That move won't come till the week before the draft anyways. Whoever trades for that pick will not come before the week before the draft.
Well, you think the Browns are going to sit on it?
Yeah, they're going to have to because they're going to need to get the most value out of it, and then that's where they're going to try to sell the pick.
I think the Browns to me, they just showed their cards. The best thing they could have done is hang on because now they signed a quarterback, they traded for a receiver, and they just signed a running back today.
Well, yeah, but the price, what I'm telling you is the price of that pick's not going to change. It's still going to be 2 number 1s. The price of that pick's not going to change. It just depends on where you want your picks to be, whether you want them at the bottom of the 1st round, middle of the 1st round, or whatever. The price of that pick's never going to change.
Well,
I guess it's still 2 number 1s, probably a number 3 on top of it. It's probably what it is.
I guess and I say this as someone who is in business and someone who understands, and I'm not saying you don't, but if you have what we used to call them doubles when we had baseball cards, if you got doubles, and I want that pick, but I know you have doubles of them, your value goes down. The value of that pick goes down because you can go out and trade, or you can go out and draft Saquon Barkley. You can go out and draft a quarterback, but I know in my heart you're just going to have him sit there and rot. So the value was before they signed Tyrod Taylor. The value was significantly went down whenever you signed Carlos Hyde in that 1st round draft pick, because now as a franchise, you've only got so many slots and there's 1 football. Guess what? We know you're not picking Saquon Barkley, and if you do, he's just like I said, he's going to sit there and rot. So good luck. This is what the offer is. This is the best you're going to get from us. Good luck on draft day.
I got to take off, but I want to ask you guys one thing real quick before I go.
Yes, sir.
You get $1 million if you get both these questions correct. Okay. Question 1: who does Saquon Barkley play for next year?
The Giants.
Question two: does he go over or under 1,500 combined rushing and receiving yards? DJ.
Indianapolis Colts. And yes.
Eric?
I believe so too, and I think he's going to the Giants.
Giants and over 1,500 receiving yards.
Yeah, I do not think the Giants are going to pass him up.
Okay.
My only question, the Giants pass him up, is how much they love Sam Darnold. That's my only question.
I think that there's some behind the scenes work going on here with this whole Carlos Hyde thing. It's really weird, really, really weird to me. And I think it's going to be the San Francisco 49ers and, yes, over 1,500 all-purpose yards.
You think he's going to drop that far, or do you think that the Niners are going to trade up?
Niners are going to trade up. They're going to trade up. Something's going on here between the Niners and the Browns. I really believe that.
I think, personally, that there's something on Saquon Barkley that nobody knows yet. And I think the Browns found it. I think the Giants end up with a quarterback because they need one. They understand it's going to take, you don't have this kind of talent walk out. They're going to end up with a Josh Allen. They're going to end up with they could end up with Baker Mayfield. I know they like him, but the number one team that's just sitting there waiting. And I only say this because of their word that Andrew Luck is healthy or is going to be healthy, and they need a running back bad, and they need a franchise player, is the Indianapolis Colts, because you're not getting past the Colts if you're Saquon Barkley unless somebody moves up.
All right, boys, I'm out of here. Carpe diem.
Have a good day, buddy.
We'll see you.
We'll just finish it up right here with the Bandito. What are your thoughts? I mean, there's a couple other moves that are being made, but you're all in on the Niners moving up.
I see where it makes sense for them to do it. I'm not all in on them moving up. I see where it makes sense for them to do it because selling season tickets since they opened the new stadium in Santa Clara has been an issue. Well, that and the poor construction of the stadium to where most of the seats are to the 1 o'clock sun. That doesn't help either.
Right.
I don't know how they didn't figure that one out. But you build a $1.5 billion stadium, you can't figure that out. I still don't know how they didn't figure that out. But it makes sense for them to do it because they need to put people in those seats, and I think that would do it. But I also see him staying and building for depth because there's other positions they need too. There's other positions they need.
You know what's scary? You said the NFC stacking up. What's scary is one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL just got a big name tight end. The Green Bay Packers pick up Jimmy Graham.
Yeah.
Holy cow. Now, they released Jordy Nelson, which is interesting to me because that's one of Aaron Rodgers' favorite targets. But Jordy Nelson can be replaced, I think. But Jimmy Graham, that is a huge pickup for the Packers. Huge pickup.
Well, it's a huge pick. Yeah, it's a huge pickup. Can they keep Aaron Rodgers healthy? Because he's had a problem that last couple of seasons.
They also pick up Mo Wilkerson.
It's a good pickup.
That's a really good pickup for the Packers. So the Pack Attack is lining things up accordingly. They were kind of quiet. And when you look at things like this, the Steelers yesterday lost, their offensive lineman in Chris Hubbard. Somebody that I would like to see them hold on to. But big teams competing for championships year in and year out, typically aren't very active this time of year. And Green Bay goes out and stirs the waters a little bit, getting Jimmy Graham, Mo Wilkerson, getting rid of Jordy Nelson. And then on top of that, you have a team over in the AFC, in the Tennessee Titans. They drop, trying to think, was it DeMarco Murray, and they go pick up Dion Lewis.
And, Malcolm Butler.
And Malcolm Butler.
They're turning New England south.
Yeah, so you have essentially not only that, but their defense was pretty stout to begin with. So now you've got a lightning and thunder combination in your backfield. You've got a a really good, talented quarterback in Marcus Mariota who can do it all. And he's got smarts. He's got football IQ. Are the Titans turning the page? Are the Titans trying to get to the next round?
Well, they beat Jacksonville twice last year.
Which is interesting. 2 more times than the Steelers did.
Yes. And both those teams lost to the 49ers last year. Which goes to show you, what do you really know?
You don't. Any given Sunday, right?
Yeah. You know what isn't a good move? Well, for football-wise, it's not a good move. For him, it's a good move. Danny Amendola to the Dolphins.
Yeah,
I don't get that one. But he's going to Miami. He's finally going to get paid some money because he deferred a lot of money to stay in New England. And he dates a former Miss Universe. I think he's going to be okay.
You're still on that.
Yes. Yeah, she's one of the hottest women in the world. He's a lucky son of a gun.
Hey, we got breaking news here. Former Chiefs cornerback Terrence Mitchell signing a 3-year, $12 million deal with the Cleveland Browns. Also,
what are they doing?
Two huge moves, in my opinion. The Giants expected to land former Patriots left tackle Nate Solder, which there is a special relationship between Tom Brady and Nate Solder. And I'll tell you what, New England can't be happy about the hole that he's going to leave, or the hole that he creates, I guess, up in Championship City.
Or maybe they are. Depends on what facet of the organization you're looking at.
Yeah, I mean, the left tackle is that's as important as it comes sometimes. I mean, you look at the Cleveland Browns. We talked about it already. That's the face of their franchise. And now you got Tom Brady, your franchise quarterback, who is looking at some of these outside linebackers coming at him, and he doesn't have his boy Nate Solder. Go ahead.
But you're also getting rid of one of the guys in the building who subscribes to TB12.
That's true. That's true.
That's why I said it depends on what facet of that organization you're looking at. Belichick's probably happy about that. Bob Kraft probably isn't.
Listen to this one. You might get a kick out of this. Well, no pun intended. Former Raiders kicker Sebastian Janikowski expected to visit with the Los Angeles Chargers. Janikowski could go from Oakland to L.A. Sound familiar?
A few times.
Did you want to see Janikowski keep it going?
Yeah, I like Seabass.
I don't think there's anybody that doesn't like Seabass. Seabass could be half kicked. Again, no pun intended. And he could go out and
he has been in the past. You can look it up, but he has.
He could go out and drill a 55-yarder, no problems, right down the pipe. So that's all the information up to date. I keep clicking refresh to see if there's anything else going on, and that's it from Shefty. So, thanks so much for again joining us. This is turning into an everyday thing, and I love it, Squeaks. Yeah. It's great to have you on.
Well, two other things: the Eagles re-signed Nigel Bradham, their linebacker, and the Titans re-signed their right guard. But
good stuff.
Doesn't matter what the Eagles do right now. I mean, the Eagles got more problems than signing up what they got around them.
Yeah, I don't think the Eagles have many problems right now.
They got one problem. They got a quarterback controversy. They got a huge problem.
What?
I think they got a quarterback controversy.
No, stop it.
I think they do.
Get out of here.
How do you kick the guy that won the MVP of the Super Bowl to the curb? That's pretty hard. That's pretty hard to do.
Not really. Not when you have Carson Wentz sitting right there and the face of the NFL, and he was having an MVP season.
Yeah, but the guy when he got hurt, they put in saved their season literally.
He didn't save their season. He just kept it going. He kept the momentum going.
He saved their season because if it had been Sam Bradford still been there, they'd have lost in the first round.
I don't know.
He saved their season, and if Wentz isn't ready, then you really have a controversy because you can't get rid of him.
Well, you're not getting rid of Carson Wentz. And if they are,
you can't get rid of Nick Foles either.
Well, yes, you can.
Not at this point. You still need him. You still need him.
Listen, I agree with you to an extent. You still need him. But I would rather go in. He's a $7.5 million cap hit. There are not many backup quarterbacks getting that. So this guy, if Carson Wentz doesn't go down, we're not having this conversation.
Well, he's there until they deem that Wentz could be ready for the regular season. If
I'll be willing to bet. I'll be willing to bet you that Carson Wentz will be ready to go. And I'll be willing to bet that the Eagles can dangle out Nick Foles to help their case out in the draft.
Well, I think they'll dangle him out in August. I don't think they'll dangle him out in their draft. Because I think that he's still going to be around to make sure he makes it back for week 1. If he doesn't, then they have an option for 6 weeks. And they can still get rid of him at that point, too. They can still trade him to somebody that needs him towards the end of the season. But
yeah, there's 2 schools of thought on that, and maybe we'll talk about that tomorrow. Kind of the schools of thought on trading before the season as opposed to amidst the season. But I like it, man. I like it. It was a good show today. Lots of good conversation. Some good stuff. We'll put up the links for the East Liverpool baseball field here on YSN on our social media channel. So stay tuned for that. For Thomas QPs, the man in the van, for the Squeaking Bandito, I am DJ Yoakley. That's a wrap on episode 32. It's a great day.
Make it yours.